So believe it or not, one of our favorite trees on our property is this old Osage orange tree that sits out in the middle of the field. About this time of year, it starts to drop the monkey brains like everywhere, also called horse apples. Today, our installer is finishing up the ditches for the curtain drain, the pump tank power, and starting on the Tightline out to the manifold. So the riser will be installed here for access to the pump, made out of that plastic culvert material. And then coming out of the pump tank, we'll go down the Tightline to the drain field. We have to cross over the curtain drain to get to the septic tank. So it turns out we've had quite a few people involved in the process of installing this septic system. So we have the inspector, the soil scientist, the surveyor, the septic designer, rock and tank suppliers, and of course our installer. Our rock pad, the base, has held up pretty well with our goats pawing it up and everyone driving over it. So the plumbing runs down from the building to the septic tank, 1/8 inch minimum drop per foot. Then just the effluent is intended to run downhill from the septic tank to the pump tank, and then from the pump tank out to the drain field. All the connections still need to be made. This ditch here is just the curtain drain. We still need to dig the Tightline on the other side of this ditch. And it's just a bunch of our PVC pipe that needs to be installed. The installer is using a rotary laser with a grade rod, so everything runs downhill and around the entire drain field. So we have two drain fields here, an A and a B side. One is just a backup for when the first one fails. And again, the curtain drain goes all the way around the septic field and then it exits out on the lower corner. So we're looking towards both tanks in the ground, and now we just need to dig a ditch for getting the power from the meter base to the pump tank. And he's done. 4 feet deep, 110 feet long. That distance matters when it comes to the electricity and the size of the wire that you're running. We'll get into that later with the voltage drop. As we go along in this process, I'm just trying to make sure that I document everything as to where everything ends up, especially the stuff that ends up underground. We want to avoid any large trucks or equipment running over the tanks. We don't want to dig up any electrical or plumbing. So all these different ditches are open and ready for inspection. We have the curtain drain done, the Tightline, the electric ditches for the pump tank. Our installer is definitely getting things done. We're making a lot of progress, a lot faster than if we had tried to do all this ourselves. So far, so good.